Whoever said that New York City was the city that never sleeps must have been talking about the rats, because the people are nowhere to be seen. It's 1 a.m. on a Sunday. I just landed and I'm walking around right now and there is no one, literally nobody anywhere. Isn't this supposed to be like a thriving city, people everywhere, city that never sleeps? It's giving zombie apocalypse. I'm sorry, I think there's one person over there. Maybe they'll be my friend. Oh, it's a girl. I'm probably creeping her out. But seriously, where is everyone? What's everyone doing? It's only a Sunday. I don't have a job, so I'm ready to just enjoy the night.
I don't know why, but New York is so quiet and empty this weekend. This is my second morning coming out for a walk and barely anybody around. Like, usually this place is mobbed with people in cars and there's no one there. I'm not complaining though, I absolutely love this. It's the best.
Now that video right there was recorded right there on Times Square, one of the most iconic places within the United States, not just New York, the United States, guys. That's crazy to see, guys. I'm not gonna come over here and act like, oh, New York is dying, is nobody up there and the streets are empty, it's a ghost town up there. I'm not gonna come over here and say that because that's not true. But what I will say is tourism is down, guys. This is the reality that many people are facing. I'm gonna show you in this video. There are so many people talking about this. Businesses falling apart, layoffs happening within the city because tourism is down right now.
A year ago, May, I looked and I was averaging 20 people on this tour.
And today we had
5, 6. We had 6.
The travel industry is bracing for what is shaping up to be a really tough year. They're expecting to lose some $12.5 billion, that's with the B, billion dollars in revenue this year. What's the reason why? Well, international travelers are avoiding the United States. And nowhere is that more apparent than right here in New York City, where they're expecting a 17% drop in international travelers this year. Right now, the United States in some ways is a tough sell. What do you think it's going to take to bring back the overseas, the international tourists?
Well, change of attitude toward tariffs.
In this climate, guides like Renee Wawiski, who leads historical walking tours, are now worried about their future.
I'm not sure what we can do. I'm not sure how to change the attitudes, but just know people are losing their jobs in New York City.
What would you say the outlook is?
I'm not sure. In June, I have 1 tour so far. I'm used to working 3 days a week, 2 tours a day, up until a couple months ago.
Tourism within the United States has plummeted this year alone, guys. And it's very sad to see because y'all saw her business. She's falling apart because people are deciding not to even come into the country. $12.5 billion. And that's not a little bit of money. That's a lot of money. Imagine if a company lost out on $12 billion. And you got cities like New York are really feeling the impact of this, guys. I'm not saying that, they're going to go out of business. The city's going to file for bankruptcy, or I'm not saying that the city is falling apart, but $12 billion taken away from a city is not, and it's not just New York. It's spread across, all the big cities. And we know our tourist states. You got Florida, you got California, you got New York. And on top of that, Canadians have decided they're protesting. And listen, shout out to y'all in the comment section below. I always see y'all representing. Shout out, much love. Listen, but at the end of the day, Canadians have decided to not even come into the country anymore. They decided that, hey, we don't respect their country. Guess what? We're not going to give them our money. They decided that it's not safe to cross over into the border. And I seen the video. I showed you guys over and over and over again. Trump is out here. He said he don't care. He don't care if tourism is down. Let them not come into the country. Guys, there are travel bans on the United States. United States has travel bans on other people, but other countries have travel bans on the United States. Guys, are you serious? This is how far we've gotten. One more thing. I'm going to tell you this. These protests, it's going to make it even worse. There are videos I'm going to show you later on There's protests. Every single state within this country has a protest right now, probably except for the red states, right? But there's protests, guys. This is affecting tourism. And I'm going to show you later on in the video. People are like, I'm not coming there. This is the result.
Trump's tariffs and political rhetoric are already impacting a multi-billion-dollar industry, tourism.
The bulk of my specific tour guests come from Canada. Every single trip so far has 0 bookings.
They said they just didn't want to spend their money here in the United States.
That's Megan Murad and Kelly Kopp. They're both New York City tour guides who have had multiple tours from Canadian visitors canceled. Tour guides across the country are hearing the same thing. Canadians specifically citing Trump's policies like making Canada the 51st state as the reason for the change of travel plans.
Canadians make up the largest number of foreign travelers to the United States. 20.4 million of them visited the United States last year, which generated $20.5 billion in spending, which supported 140,000 jobs. The U.S. Travel Association says that a decrease of 10% of that tourism will cost $2.1 billion and cut 14,000 jobs.
The 5 most visited states by Canadians are Florida, California, Nevada, New York, and Texas. And this decline is trickling down to the airlines. Canadian airlines are cutting thousands of seats on U.S.-bound flights this month.
In terms of my personal losses, it's at least $400 a week. One of my top weeks in tourism, I could be making $2,000, $3,000 a week specifically through Canadian tourism. And
They said 14,000 jobs will be affected by this. Layoffs is already terrible right now. But hey, let's add more onto the layoffs because we're supposed to be creating jobs, but on the same time, we're getting rid of jobs. But hey, let's get into the protests that's going on in New York because this is a result of it as well.
These protests are happening all over the country. Right here in New York, there's just a very big one downtown, rolling from the west side to the east side in New York City. Check it out. You can expect more of these around the country.
Seen a march like this.
Do y'all see how many people are out there? That is well over 1,000, maybe even 10,000 people protesting, walking the streets alone. God, listen, why would anybody want to come to our country if we got this going on right now? And I've been saying this. I sat down and thought about this last night. I was like, what is the solution for all these protests, all these things going on within the country right now? What is the solution, right? Is it we keep strongholding and keep pushing, keep fighting as a president, keep pushing because we're not going to back down. We're too strong. Why is it that we have to keep pushing and pressing this agenda instead of sitting back, resetting, and creating an entire new plan for this? As hard as they're pushing to get rid of these people, why not push as hard to make them legal? Am I disconnected on that, guys? Because I just don't understand why is it that they gotta listen, criminals aside, right? Putting all the negatives aside. There are people who are genuinely within this country who benefit society, right? Why is it that just because they're illegal, they have to go? Why not build a process, replan, reset the entire operations, and then you work from there instead of just strongholding? Because yeah, I get it. These people came over illegally, right? They forced their way within the country. I'm not saying that, they should get a free reign and make their way and just take all of our money. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, hey, we're here right now. Let's be humane about the whole situation. They clearly are here for a reason to build a better life. If they're not causing any interruption within our society, why not just reset? Let's be reasonable, guys. I think that's me. If I was in Trump's position, I would just sit back and reset. But I'm not Trump. I'm not there for a reason. Y'all only got to hear from me. Y'all saw the videos. You let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. I'll see you next video. We out. Let's go.